So this is a hot take no one asked for, and I'm sure it's gonna piss a lot of you off. That's fine. I'm not upset because I get to finally talk about what I want to talk about, and that's how P.T Barnum is the real villain in The Greatest Showman, and I stand by this till the end of time. And if you disagree, you're wrong. So I rewatched The Greatest Showman about 5 times in the last 2 months. It's probably more than that, but you know, a full watch through, maybe 5 times. And my opinion on the film has entirely changed. And I'm now walking away, more like running away, screaming that Barnum is the villain and how much I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. If you miss The Greatest Showman, you're living under a rock, which is fine because I think, to be honest, I would rather be under a rock right now. It would be safer, there'd be less people, and no one to really annoy me. Just silence, I'm me by myself. The Greatest Showman is a musical, of course. They disguise the villain under fun music. Sneaky and tricky. It follows P.T Barnum, of course, played by Hugh Jackman. He comes from nothing. He marries Charity. She's wealthy. Her family's wealthy, but when they marry, the family kind of disowns her, which sucks. They have a couple kids. He has this job, and then the job goes bankrupt, so he thinks he's losing everything. So he comes up with this crazy idea to start a circus. And then he just finds a bunch of people who have been cast out by society and brings them all together to entertain people. AKA he exploits these people by relying on audience being shocked and appalled by what they're seeing in front of them, which kind of sucks. Anyway, I will preface and say he does give these people a better life. They find community, have a place to live, and get to entertain a crowd every night, and the crowd do come to respect them, which is great, until it's not. And whose fault was that? P.T Barnum, of course. What is the biggest flaw programmed in man? It is greed and ego, and this man has both, and he ruins his whole life with both of those things. All is going well for the show and Barnum. He partners with a wealthy playwright, Philip Carlyle, played by Zac Efron, who is literally perfect in this movie. His only flaw is that he's a little slow to act on things. But him and Zendaya, perfect. They team up, they create the best show on earth, amazing. They even get invited to meet the Queen of England. So they go over to England with the troupe. But this is where we meet the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. Just kidding. We meet Jenny Lind. I don't even need to say who plays her. You can probably guess. It's the only name in my head these days. Jenny Lind is a famous opera singer from Sweden, and Barnum is captivated by her, of course, because she is stunning. Even though he hasn't heard her sing, he's just judging her based on looks and reputation. Incredible. He successfully charms her by offering her the world and stating that for once, he wants to give people something real. Instead of his troupe, apparently, who aren't real, they're fake. Doesn't make sense to me. She falls for this, of course, manipulator. I can't fault her for it. She does only seem to have one song in her repertoire, though. I'll fault her for that. It's never enough. It is a perfect song, though. Beautiful. We won't question, though, why it's not an opera. We'll just move past that. Anyway, she comes to America for the very first time. They gather a large crowd. Barnum brings his wife and his kids, even his troupe, but he makes the troupe stand at the back because he doesn't want to scare off the crowd who are mostly very wealthy, aristocratic, socialites-looking people. So, yeah, he sends his troupe to the back of the room, casting them out like society did before he met them. Anyway, Jenny Lind sings. She is heavenly. She is perfect. Barnum looks like he's falling in love in real time, and we can see it happening, and so can his wife, who can see him stood in the wings just like... And that's how we're like, because we all fall in love with Jenny Lind. But I feel bad for Charity. She goes through so much. She's just raising their kids, and he's off doing who knows what. But that doesn't stop Barnum, though. He plans a tour for Jenny Lind, one which he'll accompany her on for no reason at all. Don't really know why. Other than for him to just stand in the wings. Unless, of course, he likes her, which would make a lot of sense, right? He must be in love with this woman. He literally abandons his troupe to tour with what would be a very mainstream and attractive star in order to climb up the social ladder and become incredibly wealthy. He was given the world, which is exactly what Jenny Lind says to him one night after a show while they're cozy in a room that is a really large room. They're on a love seat together, getting very intimate, just staring into each other's eyes over champagne. And she says, "I've given you the world, haven't I?" Huh. Oh my God, if she said that to me, I'd die. I'd die. Also, she cannot stop staring at his lips, and I can't stop staring at her staring at his lips. I find the whole thing incredibly attractive. Anyway, he then gets the fear, obviously, because things are very real now, and he doesn't realize what situation he just got himself into. He starts to backtrack, saying he has become a distraction to her and that he has to leave. So then, rightly so, she calls him out, saying she's just another one of his acts. Facts, Jenny, spitting facts. And then she drops the sickest line, which is so correct. She said nothing wrong. There were no lies told. When you're careless with other people, Mr. Barnum, you bring ruin upon yourself. And that's what he did. He was careless with everyone in his life. And guess what? He's now losing it all, as he should. He completely manipulated her, disguising his greed with infatuation, which was clear to everyone who watched the movie. He looked utterly in love with her, just to be like, JK, you're in the wrong. JK, how on earth did you think I liked you, Jenny Lind? You know? Stupid. Of course, for her, it's also very damaging. She thinks she found love, but she's just fooled by her manager, who just only cares about her vocal talent, which sucks. And then she did give up so much to go to America and tour. When she's not even from America, she'd never been to America. And then she goes back to Europe, I think. Anyway, she quits the tour like a queen. But on the final show, she does shed a few tears while looking absolutely stunning. And then kisses him on stage in front of everyone, which was a ballsy move. But like I put on my Instagram story the other day, ruin him. Low moment, but he deserved it for putting everyone through hell. He led her on while also abandoning his troupe, the group of people who stood by him from the beginning, the people who weathered the storm and weren't fooled by the glitz and glam. They just wanted a family and to entertain people. The villain doesn't often realize they're a villain until they start looking around and realize everyone's gone. I wonder why. Barnum then has to go home and has to rectify the situation. His wife, of course, has already seen the newspaper with him kissing Jenny Lind. To win her back, he just sings, I guess. Just sings some songs. Then there's a fire. We all feel sorry for him. But I mostly only feel sorry for Zac Efron because he thinks Zendaya is still in the building. So he runs in to save her, but she's already out of the building. Then Barnum's like, I'll be the hero. I'll go in and save Zac Efron. And then he just carries him out. Whatever. Then he moves his circus to a tent, and the rest is history, with him completely forgetting about Jenny Lind, never mentioning her name again. But I didn't. I'll never forget Jenny Lind. Can I just say the worst part, and the moment that cemented his villain arc for me, is when he shows up to his daughter's ballet recital at the end of the movie, riding a elephant. An elephant. Put your ego away. You're embarrassing yourself. Also, an elephant will quite literally be the slowest way to get there. And when he arrives, his whole family's on the steps like, ooh. He could have run or done anything else to get there on time. Anyway, I love The Greatest Showman. Don't let this video mislead you. I do love the film. I just think we need to accept the fact that Barnum is the villain and we shouldn't move on so quickly. I haven't moved on. He's a even by the end of it, his ego is still showing. I don't care that he gave his little top hat to Zac Efron, and Zac Efron now gets to be the lead, and that he's just going to retire. Like, yes, please, go away. What are your thoughts on The Greatest Showman? Do you share my thoughts? Maybe I'm in, like, the minority who believe this or have this hot take. I know no one asked to hear this. I just wanted to talk about it because it's been on my mind. And now I feel a lot better, actually, getting it all out. So that's good. But yeah, let me know if you like this movie, how you feel about Barnum, if you also love Jenny Lind. And then I'll probably talk about something more fun in the next video. We'll see. Who knows? Depends on the mood, I guess. But yeah, make sure to click whatever this video is here. I think it should be ranking Mike Flanagan movies. Let's say that's what's here. We shall see there. All right, I'll see you in the next video. When you see... Ow! Also, let me just sort my face out. Hold on. Sorry. I am rolling, but I just don't want to get up and sort my out right now. Do your best. Make me look better than I am because I'm tired and I think I'm getting sick. Sick in the mind, that's for sure.